Hi, Courtney here. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So back during quarantine, I ordered a Dinnerly box and I did a little review of it when it came in, but I never did go back and tell you all how I actually liked it. So I did show what it was. So this is my update to that. And unfortunately, I'm not an expert at editing and pictures and all that, so I don't have meal pictures to show you. But I did want to go over real quickly what I thought about the quality and taste, the price, the ease, the dietary restrictions, did it meet them or not, and the delivery. So let's talk about the quality and taste first. The meals were really good. They were good. They were good quality. They weren't anything that blew my mind, but it was good. It was a good quality food. The ingredients as well were very good quality. All the produce I got was good quality. The tomato brands that they sent were very good quality. I was extremely pleased. Some of it was like more, I'm gonna say farm to table type stuff. It looked very fresh and very high quality. And it's one of the, so let's go to, so that covers quality and taste. Let's go to price. And it's one of the cheaper meal kits. It was, I want to say it ended up being about, oh my goodness. It was, I paid $8 and I think shipping for the first one. My daughter introduced me to it, but I want to say it was like $55. And I got 3 meals for 4 people. So that's 12 meals total so that we would have leftovers. And that comes out to around $4.58. I want to say it was around $5 a meal. And I can cook all day for around $2 a meal, but I tend to go to the grocery store and buy a lot of stuff that I don't always need, just because I like to have things stocked. So if I know that I'm out of canned tomatoes, I'll buy 4 or 5 cans of tomatoes, just things like that, so I can make dinner on the fly, because I kind of have a repertoire in my mind. And that's the other thing. Yes, you could cook cheaper at home. I'm a very experienced cook. I've been cooking since I was a little girl. I have over 40 years of experience cooking. So I come from a family of cooks. So it's a little different for someone like me who can go in there and look and see what we have, and I can come up with a meal. So that part was definitely, I definitely could do better, but for the money, I think the pricing is very good. My daughter loves it, and it works really well for her because it comes in the mail. She doesn't like to grocery shop. She prepares the meals and eats them and has leftovers, I assume. The serving portions were not huge, and we are not people who, I mean, I'm very fit and I eat very healthy. We don't eat huge portions, but I would say they were average. So there wasn't always, like if my 24-year-old son was here eating at the time he was home, I didn't have a lot left, to be honest. The other thing is the ease of making the meals. I thought actually was very complicated, but because I have been cooking for so long, I have a lot of hacks. Like for instance, I do buy whole onions, but I keep freezer onions for a quick meal, or freezer peppers if I'm going to use just a few. It sent me like 8 bell peppers and you had to chop them from. And a lot of times if you don't have things planned out, a lot of that stuff goes to waste, and it's almost cheaper to have some stuff in the freezer or some canned goods. Like one of the meals was nachos, and they sent you the tortillas to make the chips from scratch, which I'm sure it would have tasted better, but I was like, I'm not, like, this meal is going to take me 2 hours, which would take me 30 minutes. Sometimes for me, the time saving is really important because at work I get off. I don't want to have to cook a really big meal. So the ease was definitely on a 1 to 10, 10 being easy, 1 being hard. It was definitely a 5. And then the dietary restrictions. This one was really tough. So I am the first to admit I have a very strict diet. I eat very healthy. I don't even know what you would call them. I think flexitarian fits me, and that's about the only thing. I eat mostly a vegan diet. I eat a little tiny bit of yogurt, and sometimes I have a little tiny bit of organic cheese. and sometimes a little bit of fish. So anything else is plant-based. And it was hard because I'm also gluten-free. I don't eat sugar. And I mean, I don't want to go on with all the things I don't eat, but I eat a really clean, healthy diet. And I felt like it was really hard to meet my dietary needs, and I can understand that. I mean, these kids, if you have a diet like I have, you're vegetarian, vegan, and you don't want to eat a lot of white flour, because a lot of people who don't know how to do plant-based, they're going to start giving you a lot of pasta. This is what I found with this: a lot of pasta and a lot of corn products like tortillas. So nachos, pasta, those were some of the meals. And that's just not, like, that's not healthy. And if you're eating like white pasta, I mean, I do like edamame pasta sometimes, but I don't eat a lot of pasta. At my age, I would pack on pounds. So that, unless you have a really easy diet, I'm not sure that I would go with one of these. There are some other ones like purple carrot, but they are very expensive. I looked into them and I'm like, even though I could afford it, no, I'm just not. I'm too frugal for that. So on the delivery, it was during quarantine, and one of the reasons I did it was because I was trying not to go to the grocery store so much, and it took forever. But when it got here, it had 2 big cold packs in them, which I have recycled about 1,000,000 times. They're fabulous, and everything was cold and fresh, but it was quarantined, so like my delivery, which should have been a week, took almost 3 weeks. And that's a little excessive, but I have to understand during quarantine, I could see where they were super busy. So I don't fault them for that. My daughter has not had a problem. She's been completely happy with it. So if you're gonna do generally, if you eat, you know, if your only requirements are you don't eat red meat and you eat fish and chicken, they have some choices in there. They'll have like the weekly meal, and then you can go in and substitute them. If you're okay eating like tortillas and white pasta and all that, definitely, you know, it's probably good for you. My daughter never was real interested in cooking, and so for her, it's really good. My boys were interested in cooking. I taught them to cook. My daughter never wanted to help, and so therefore she didn't really learn to cook. So now she does follow the recipes and has actually done really, really well with them. So yeah, that's my honest opinion. So it really depends on you, and I think it's a good value overall. So have a great day. Thank you for being here. Bye.